Okay, I've taken my cross-cut sled off and I've put my miter gauge back on. I've added a sacrificial fence to my fence, and I have installed my dado blade, half-inch dado blade. As you barely see sticking up there, I've got it adjusted for 1/8. I'm going to cut the tenons on the boards we just cut while they're still square, because when you cut the curve it gets very difficult to cut those tenons. So I'm going to cut a couple of them, and then we'll talk about what's next. That's how we're going to cut the tenons on each end. We'll come back later and cut the shoulders. We want to make sure we get all these cut while this board is still square before we cut the patterns into it. So I've got several of those to do, and I'll be back. Alright, what we're going to do now is take these patterns, trace them off onto our boards so we know where to cut. Pretty simple. So, I don't know if you can even see that, but anyway, there's the pattern. And we'll take it to the bandsaw in a minute, cut that out. But before we do that, we want to cut the shoulders on these tenons while the board's still square. But we need to go ahead and draw all these out so we'll know, so I can get it set up to cut them in the right place. But on the other pattern, we're going to set one of them up at the very top of the board. Draw that out. And one at the very bottom of the board. If this is going to work. Oops. Well, I have some difficulty with the tenons. Trying to save lumber is always a bad idea, but we can make it work. Yeah. So anyway, I've got more patterns to trace, but that's all there is to it. Okay, I've got my dado blade raised up a little bit now to cut the 1/4 inch shoulder on the tenons. So I'm just going to cut the bottom shoulder right here on both ends, and then I'll reset it and cut the upper shoulder when I measure that and figure out how long it is. I know this is a 1/4 because they're all from the bottom. So I've got a bunch of those to cut. That was already done. So this one. I get the rest of those cut, I'll reset the dado blade again and cut the other shoulder. Okay, I've readjusted my dado blade again, raised it a little higher, and I've darkened these lines so you can see them a little better. If you can see this line right here, that's the curve of that piece, and we want to cut 1/4 inch shoulder on that tenon right there. So I've calculated that's 1 5/16 inches from this corner to the shoulder. So that's what I set my blade at, and that's where we're going to cut. I'll show you a couple of them, and after that it's just repeat. Okay, so I've got a few more of these to do, and the next step will be to take some double-sided tape, put the patterns, the next step will be, now that we've got the tenons cut, to cut the curved shape on here. We'll cut outside the line, then we'll use double-sided tape, put the patterns on here, put a pattern bit in the router table, and I'll show you how to smooth up those edges and get a exact pattern on every piece.